Find this video pretty inspiring. Hank touches on quite a few things that I also care about, which includes envy, by the way. I've already talked about that, so it's actually quite related to this, as if Hank also discovered quite a bit of like the envy topic material. But I'd rather use this video to summarize my popular videos. Alright? I could be envious of other people, but the easiest thing to do is try and beat yourself. As long as it's fair. I think YouTube is increasingly unfair. There is AI floods that we have to suffer from, so I don't know, I feel like I'm suffocating and drowning and not surviving any of this. You know, if you haven't collected subscribers, you are eliminated. We'll see, this year I was still able to fucking paddle something out into the open. Looking at the months, the recent encounter was this particular rant. All of these 3 videos are Deadmaus videos. Deadmaus videos might have gotten more views than anything else so far that I've made, which is great. We made it, you know? We pushed through. And Deadmaus is probably gonna have a very interesting ending, all this cool stuff waiting in December. Below this, there's a gap. Nope. Then this is included, this is included, this is included. There's a lot going on here. Pull out my calculator. I've collected 12,000 views in total for this drama, which is technically a lot more than Sniper Wolf. Sniper Wolf may be like 8,000? It's actually not that much. And the final verdict... No, it's very similar, actually. I might have beaten it by like 1,000 views. But you know what? Diversity matters in this case. We have found cool shit, different things to talk about, and yet success nonetheless, right? There was time on my channel when there was just Sniper Wolf and like 2 other videos. Then I was able to pull these up. But there was time where just like I didn't feel like I had an identity, but I'm slowly still building it up. Yeah, it's very similar, though. So, well, I guess I just replicated this year. Replicated my success. But instead of being a Sniper Wolf simp, I was doing my own thing, you know? My own... I wasn't just following some other drama, I was doing my own thing. So it's a whole different level, I would say. I'll give myself appreciation. Thank you very much. We did it, guys. So starting from the most popular to the least popular, but like, yes, influence is dangerous. And Hank just fucking realized the Deadmaus thing. The thing that I already mastered, I have already cracked open in every which way. Hank should be recommended, if he was contactable in any way, should be recommended to watch these videos and take whatever he wants from it. It's, you know, it's an opinion piece. It's not indoctrination. Take whatever you want. You know, investigate at your own pace, basically. Check the channels yourself. Tell me what you think. That would be so cool. But Deadmaus drama is literally about people's influence kind of getting out of control. Slowly heading towards politics, slowly unraveling itself as, like, insane. Insane. To the point where you question, like, how did these people made it? How did they become popular? What's the fucking magical spell that you can cast? What do I have to do? Because, like, if you have to question that, like, damn. That's envy, you know? That's envy because you cannot feel success on your own terms, you have to chase someone else's formula. You have to get that Krabby Patty formula to feel successful. I say, like, yeah. Plankton is literally the embodiment of envy. It has been told that, like, this whole show is centered around 7 deadly sins or something, and this guy is envy. He wants the damn thing because he feels so small, right? He wants the damn formula. He thinks that he's gonna find success not naturally by building things, by improving, but by stealing someone else's success. But why is this happening? Because it feels that the game is rigged, the game is unfair, that you have to do something fucking special, something magical, basically, just like money. Money is magic that can enslave human beings. I mean, what more do you want? It's the most powerful magical spell that Mr. Beast uses left and right, up and down, to do whatever the fuck he wants. To the point where I'm thinking, this is just Mr. Beast building pyramids. Not the current Mr. Beast, the Egyptian Mr. Beast of, like, let's build big pyramids. Bigger pyramid now. Bigger pyramid afterwards. You know, we're gonna have the biggest pyramids in the world. It's like, yeah. And what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna enslave people with money. That's what we're gonna do. But, we're gonna collect money through tourism and then build another pyramid that's even bigger. You know, that's the infinite money glitch. Slavery equals views, views equals money, money equals more slavery. Infinite money glitch, I love it. But this is what pisses me off. Like, what the fuck is going on? So am I in a poor people's camp? Am I, like, separated from the rest of reality right now and I can't catch up, basically? And I have to be happy with just the little victories that I get? Yes. Exactly. You're not invited. You're not a cool kid. You are not a cool kid. That's the fucking point. If you were next to a cool kid, you would gain just that fucking magical algorithmic breakthrough boost that you need in order to actually get proper amount of views. If you don't hang out with the cool kids, you are excluded. This happened throughout fucking history. It's happening to you right now. It's happening to me big time. Until I get a face that's next to another face. You know, boom, boom, boom. Take a selfie. Do something together, basically. Collab. I am a nobody, basically. And yes, an editor helps. Or you can take an alternative route of, being a doomsday content creator. I don't know, a doomsayer. Pick your poison in the end. There is the poor people's camp. There's the moon camp, basically. Absolutely everything. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Last year, I literally did... Oh, we will have to watch this. I literally did a storyline of trying to collect all the information about the moon, and now it's here. What? That's kind of crazy. Now, why does the magic happen? How do you escape the moon? A hellscape, basically, where nobody cares about you. Like, what is that? How do you turn people's heads around? And why does it work so well? Well, we'll figure it out. But look at this. This is a very good one. I'm talking about rewind topics right now. If I made a successful rewind, it changes the game immediately. People will start noticing. Someone is gonna bump into me and be like, whoa, you did make a cool rewind. And all of a sudden, now I'm hanging out with a cool kid, and it just gets out of control. I've seen this before already. I've shown you a TikTok in K-pop drama where a dude goes into Korea, is unsuccessful for years and years, almost gives up, but then gets hit by insane amount level of success, basically collabing with BTS. I mean, like, from zero to a fucking hero. What is this? What is this vortex, basically? From zero to fucking infinity. There's actually a fucking vortex for this. I'm not joking. From zero, you go to infinity. How does that make sense? That doesn't sound like luck either, by the way. Luck sounds like something that you got closer to someone who already has infinite power. Technically, that's what YouTube is, alright? So YouTube started at some point, and the lucky people are the ones who adopted it, you know? They're the ones who deserve a lot of attention. They deserve it. So anyone who got close to PewDiePie, anyone who got close to Smosh, basically, they slowly gain success. I dare to believe that Cinnamon Toastkin was absolutely nobody, basically, until he got close to PewDiePie. And he knew that that's his final destination, is to get close to influential person. He was doing, like, good videos, good quality, was adopting YouTube very early, and still wasn't successful, even after collabing with PewDiePie, but it definitely fucking helps. He's the lucky guy who saw YouTube as the opportunity that you have to see it as. Now it's no longer, like, a new thing. What you have to do is dig out the graves, basically. You have to do the moon thing. Dig out the graves. But if you are a moral person, digging out the graves is just going to be a temporary boost for your wallet, and you'll be neglected eventually, you know? As a guy who does nasty things. I mean, I really hope it's just a matter of time until drama channels fall off. Because, like, things are getting worse and worse. How are people not noticing that drama channels are ruining YouTube, basically, as we know it? You have to notice. You have to say it out loud and awaken other people as well. It's just how life works right now. Say it out loud how you feel, and you're probably going to be the pioneer. The funny thing, the same thing happens, the success of, like, that bolsters envy, the same thing happens in the comment section in TikTok. It is the same algorithm, basically. If you're the first one to type in a comment and get a bunch of likes, you're always going to be on the top. That's it. You're like the fucking early adopter. Everyone cares about you. Yes, you can fall off alongside with the entire video. That's why YouTube itself has to fall off first. I still gave it a rewind. No. I hope you can follow. You know, I can lose track of, like, what's going on, but I'm always living on the edge, cutting edge, of information. You're always getting the freshest information, so it's not boring for either of us, okay? Be the first one. But then it establishes the cool kids club of whoever made it and people who didn't make it. And often you actually tumble down because you cannot concentrate anymore to do a good job. You're just pissed off. You know, the envy takes up just enough time to make you fall off a little more. However, if you fall down because people hate you, that's a whole different aspect. You have enemies, you have things to defeat before you go to the top. And every single time I pop my head out, I just keep seeing enemies. I see nothing else, which is insane. What is going on right now? Right? There must be a lot of death and destruction of this influencer world. There shouldn't actually be enemies. Like, people should get along with each other or move on with their lives somewhere else where, you know, they won't bother anyone. All right? But I can easily, you know, awaken some enemies. Easily walk into a territory where I'm not welcome all of a sudden. And I'm like, that's not cool kids club anymore. This is a fucking degenerate cult, basically. In other words, someone died. Or in other words, again, Deadmaus. Deadmaus inside a dead house. We have to disinfect the cult. We have to attack them because they are enemies. Now, they're fleeting enemies. They know they are very... they're fleeting enemies. They know they're very vulnerable and they can be easily damaged and they can be easily proven wrong. You have to chase them, you know? If I sit on my fucking ass, I'm not gonna encounter these enemies. I have to actually chase and I have to prove that their particular influencer is trash, you know? And I don't know what impact it has on them just yet. Maybe we'll find out later. You know, we'll have 2 more dramas in the future. Both of them are interesting. Head shop. Instead of headshot, it's a head shop. Because I might just start head hunting just for fun. Seeing what I can insult the most just because it's funny for me. You know, who's the most vulnerable of them all? Who can I insult and get a lot of views? And if I get a lot of views, I repeat the process. Fuck it. Maybe that's how the drama is gonna work. I'm not gonna try and spoil it because I don't know. Drama is a also elusive thing. It can be anything. When it starts, it takes its own shape. The next drama is Am I Jesus? Which, that one's cool. I'm not sure which way is which, but it seems like Deadmaus becomes head shop. K-pop drama becomes the I am Jesus, or Am I Jesus? So, if K-pop is becoming Am I Jesus, I'm not really able to talk about it in this context. Alright? There's not a lot of context right now for me to scramble for Am I Jesus. Besides that it's an interesting question. Alright, let's start breaking things down. But first I wanted to finish this video and see if we can get extra context. Because that's what it's all about, right?
Hello. From a lot of
I love that this guy finally awakened his, you know, talking opinion minds. Like me, you know, but just smaller, like more considerate, more humble, basically. But kind of touches on very similar points. So I'm hoping there's some material here.
angles, and this video is being...
So maybe you go from 0 to a hero because you cross the barrier. You feel like a 0 because you get further and further away from the moon. From the losers, basically. Right? And you enter celebrity world where there are not a lot of problems. People are just becoming more and more successful, and they hang out with each other, and they see no problems anymore. Right? It's a whole different world. But you feel like a 0 because you're so far away from anyone else, and you haven't entered a new social bubble either. You're in between. Right? You will feel very successful when you break through, but you feel like a loser because that's where you spent your whole fucking life. You know, you haven't even started a new life. That's the best description of this whole transition, of why it feels this way. And obviously, whoever fucking meets you on the other side tells you as, like, how successful you are potentially gonna be. You know, in the end, like how quickly you're accelerating your success, because you can go a long ass way, right? You can go a long ass way, but now you're starting to accelerate success. You're getting attention of like popular people who have done things, but they're not doing things anymore because why should they care anymore? Like they don't live inside problems. They're not losers. They're not being chased by poverty, and they're not losing their time. They don't feel like their time is wasted anymore, and that they have to succeed. right? But there is obviously it's double-edged swords. You can get canceled, which is the scariest thing, but never really happened to anyone, I don't think, unless they go to jail. Right? Then they kind of get canceled for sure. Or, of course, a lot of celebrities still struggle, you know, eventually to pay their bills. Funny enough. But I think that it's just because they're stupid, they don't actually save money, they just waste it. They don't care much of how to nurture their success, all that shit. Because if you have plenty of money, you can have the rest of your life basically reserved to do whatever you want. And if you're a nice person, people want to hang out with you. And if you're successful and nice, like, this is a perfect combination to not be a loser ever again in your life. I'm personally, like, impressed that this is the angle that we're taking for the Deadmaus drama, because most of the time all we do is just bully these shitty YouTubers because they deserve it. They just deserve negative attention, and they deserve a downfall. They deserve to be cancelled. You know, they potentially deserve to be dragged out of the celebrity club. And I have two propositions, like, literally the devil and the angel, they both have to be dragged out of here. You know? A female that looks like an angel but actually spits out a bunch of useless fucking facts and garbage and potentially incredibly dangerous. And then the devil who gives literally fucking nothing. You know, the devil at least should play the role of some interesting guy who talks about interesting things, but at least, you know, like, provocative, cool, right? But H3 has degenerated very quickly, you know. He related with degenerates, he ended up a degenerate. What can you do? Those two cases are shut and closed, and they just closely linked together, as you can tell. They have been elected as, like, they have similar amount of energy, and there's a funny little barrier here as well. Like, what? Like, this should be alongside here, and there's a little barrier instead. It's kind of crazy. Try not to skew. This is magic right there. I love it. Like, with these views, the way I accumulate views, I see it as, like, the greatest magic of all time. Like, it's just so beautiful to look at. It's like the most meaningful thing to me. It's my soul that I created on YouTube. To me, this is amazing. And I am the creative person. I'm not just sitting around and doing fucking the same thing over and over again. I'm not, like, actually doing that. But simply because I get to talk about things, so I can talk about anything I want. So it's always different in that sense. That's why the soul has such a interesting structure, because that's all it is. It's just bones. It's just crystals. It's kind of just good-looking thing that you can be inspired by, but you cannot be mesmerized with. You get the idea. There's no real substance to it because there's so much. It's overwhelming, and it's also underwhelming at the same time. So there's not enough for you to fully invest yourself, but there's just enough for you to be impressed how diverse and interesting these topics are. And that's all that matters, right? Like, inspiring other people to realize that this is possible in the first place. You know, like, as a unique creator, you always want to do a completely new thing. Show people what's possible, and this, in fact, is possible. Alright, so we have first few cases that are, like, extremely unique cases. And again, it is the devil versus the angel. But the devil is a man, and the angel is a woman. And it's like, there's a lot of women that look nice, but actually have nothing to offer. in the end. There's a lot of men that look scary but are not destructive. It gets a lot worse when it's a man who's scary and destructive and a woman who is nice and yet completely useless and actually completely non-existent at the same time. She's not even beautiful because she doesn't even exist. She's just a voiceover now, right? So she's not even beautiful. That's the point. She enslaves other people to draw for her because now it's Mr. Beast infinite money glitch time. You know? For him as well, it's infinite money glitch. Employ other people so they do clips of you just sitting there and yapping about fucking garbage. You know, you think you're so superior, but in actuality, you're just burning your reputation for the sake of money. You're actually doing no progress. As a human being, I don't see H3 doing anything valuable anymore. Bro's just chilling too much. I don't think these lawsuits mean anything. He's entering a new territory, but I don't think he has enough support to pull through, you know? And that's what this guy fucking did. iDubbbz did exactly that. He warned H3 that potentially don't have a lot of support in general, right? Like, we just gonna fucking drag your stupid ego down to the point where you probably shouldn't take risky lawsuits, okay? You should be a little bit more careful with this stuff. Because you're probably gonna slip up. Now, this one didn't get into any controversy. I found it myself. You know, H3 is pretty easy to find because it's part of a major controversy. But it takes a little bit of creativity to pull him into the open because, like, everyone hates him anyways. So how do I pull him into the open? I serve the public kind of a raw footage, basically, of all this nasty stuff that H3 is up to, basically. That's what they fucking gobbled up, and thumbs up, and we move on, basically. You have to still be creative to get people to pay attention, of course. Even this is just the signal of, like, is this a cool kid or not a cool kid? It's so annoying to me. YouTube is trying to, like, but, like, people are just cool because they upload on this platform. And a lot of people just now take it for granted of, like, no, you're not cool enough anymore. You have to upload fucking high fidelity videos now. Otherwise you are, you know, excluded from the narrative. And it's like that, don't trust this. Alright, dislike don't exist right now, and you have to take full opportunity that YouTube does not believe that you are not cool person. Just believe in yourself, you'll be fine. You have to follow the trend, and the trend is that dislikes are disabled. You're a cool person if you just believe in yourself, and I believe that every like you get is a major deal. All attention you get, whether they come with haters or not, is also a major deal. And they're completely useless. Trying to dislike your video and try to ratio, basically. And it's because it means nothing. They don't understand what they're doing. They're not canceling you. They can't cancel me because I never was popular in the first place. So they're just wasting their fucking time. Being assholes. Trying to make you not believe in yourself is the only thing they can possibly do. Try to fucking twist reality so you don't trust in what you're doing. In the end, what else are they gonna do? They're envious and they want to change things in their favor. But once you realize what they're doing, you don't listen to them because they're assholes. You know, the world is completely opposite from what the assholes are trying to project it as. So ignore that and move on. I don't just ignore. I ban people. I wipe them off. And usually that means that nobody survives. Nobody. Everyone feels that they have to be an asshole, and that's just the wrong feeling. That's spread out like a disease. Spread out worse than COVID. And I haven't fucking encountered it for most of my life. You know? when I can easily become invisible in my classroom, and it's like that's a good thing. I don't want attention. Usually attention isn't good. Usually I cannot use it for a good purpose. Usually, even in the classroom, there was a split between cool kids and, you know, leftovers. And again, just through association alone, you will become the cool kid. It's easy as that. Now, can you become naturally a cool kid? That's a whole next level. That's a, I don't know. This investigation is required. Maybe if you become cool kid on your own terms, you are Jesus. Maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know.
roughly the same level of true as the person on the street. But like, it's not the whole truth, because there's also this thing that comes along with status, that comes along with millions of followers, or billions of dollars, or thousands of employees, or the, like, if you're a politician, like the power to shape the laws. Influential people have influence, and that's real. It's a real thing, and the world's not wrong to notice it. And I often see, especially in people who are like new media famous.
What I noticed, funny enough, there's a very particular introduction to a video. Right here, I think. Kind of makes no sense. No, trains. Trains had a very interesting introduction. And it's the first 30 seconds that matter, the first few seconds that matter. You have to prove that you're somehow tangled with the cool kids. You have to prove that in the first few seconds. Because I didn't do it with this video. Well, I tried to, you know, Hank is kind of half cool. Where's the trains video? Was it taken down? No. That would be so weird. You can see the introduction here. There's this Mr. Beast, there's fucking iJusty, you know. Also, apparently Unspeakable is cool. I don't know, maybe children are receptive towards that stuff. But like, yeah, I call it Skibbity. That's the previous drama. It's like the cool kids. Skibbity drama is. You can check that out. I probably am obligated to listen to this music before I continue, with lyrics on top, yeah.
And she's just in the background. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, living the good life. Can't see what he is going through.
Well, there's not a lot of substance here, but we don't need...
Because if you're watching, you're jealous of people. I know I am. I get jealous of people. I specifically I don't get jealous of people who I think are doing the job well. I get jealous of people who are more successful than me, who I think are doing the job badly. But anyway, what this feels like when you are the person who feels like a normal...
Yeah, that's the most frustrating thing, because it makes you feel that it's unfair. It's actually envy. It's a specific style of jealousy.
person who suddenly...
You are upset because people are successful than you, and it's like, it makes no sense.
has,
you know?
At the same time, being very nostalgic for when it was all just fun and silly and did not come along with a bunch of responsibilities and obligations to do the right thing and to be being scrutinized all the time about whether or not you were doing the right thing. I see, like, billionaire tech founders bristling at criticism by saying, like, I'm just a guy trying to build something cool. And yeah, you are just a guy trying to build something cool, but you have a lot of power. So if you were once a guy who was trying to build something cool...
There are some people who become cool kids because they have invented something. This is potentially the lane that I'm following right now. The fourth lane of becoming successful. But this one is extreme. Where you literally create a permanent platform. Permanent invention, basically, that keeps growing forever. For a very, very long time. Pretty much for as long as you fucking live. And don't sell yourself out. If I break through this lane, I get like the most fastest way into, you know, popular kids club and way beyond that.
To influence on the world, that's not how we are. When it comes to our size in society, that's not how it is. Like, you can feel like you're a normal sized person, you're the size of a human, and of course you are, you have to be. But then, when it comes to how you move in the world and how easy it is to accidentally knock somebody over, step on somebody, hurt somebody, crash into a building and knock the whole freaking thing down, that is real. And so, it makes sense that people critique me. It makes sense that they look at me and say, okay, you made that video about, you know, you're changing how you're investing money because of AI, but ultimately, aren't you just saying, isn't this like a...
Look, Hank, you're tiny. You're a tiny little bitch.
That's a fair criticism. I was like, ah, yeah, scrutiny is part of the deal.
Now, bro feels like he's talking to popular kids and not just regular humans, funny enough.
And part of why you're going to end up using that doesn't just see you as a god is good. Of course, an influential
Man, I might want to be seen as God,
person's
though.
going to have nostalgia for
Nothing feels exciting anymore if you're not a creator. Moon Supercut. I mean, we'll have to make a moon video. Holy shit. So yeah. Ugly man and ugly insides. Ugly woman. And no value whatsoever. It's the worst condition of celebrity there possibly is. The funny thing is they're still floating around. Nothing is dying. What's going on in the world right now? Oh, wait, let's backtrack a little bit. Is Hank's video better than mine? Ever? I don't think so. Hank is just showing his face. I mean, he speaks something coherent, but actually I think 50% of the video is incoherent because it has no context. It's not talking about a specific event. In fact, he wants to hide stuff like this. I'm envious of Hank, you know, because he's still popular, but he is a fucking loser at the same time. And I wasn't satisfied actually watching his video, and I already deadmoused him twice. So, I don't expect much from him, to be honest. But he hooked me up with something interesting and spit me out because, I don't know. He didn't offer much whatsoever. What's happening behind the scenes, though? Again, a woman, like, you see how they accumulate power in how many ways? She's sneaking into the algorithm and manipulating the rule set, basically, but doesn't actually offer anything in return. Like, I would never recommend watching these videos. This video is just gonna destroy you, basically. They have no value. They can only destroy. Because they tell you what to do. And in the end tell you to contact the expert, basically. So it's like, you can't live your life. You can't give good advice. You can't get good advice. Just connect with authorities, please. And that's the worst thing ever. That's literally the ultimate Deadmaus fucking sin. There's two sins, basically. Just being nasty is a sin. You know, not uploading good content is a sin. Being a fucking streamer of content, but not actually uploading anything good, that's a sin. Right? That I fucking hunt down. Viciously. And it's also a sin to fucking give fake advice, collects just the most surface level garbage information, and tell people what to do, and hide behind fucking fake personality, basically. Manipulate people into watching your videos, spamming the content out, and dominating the platform for no good reason. That's what it is. And this is the stuff that we will have to fight. These are actual final bosses. We cannot cancel these people until we cancel people below them. That's how it works. It worked the same exact way with Sniper Wolf. Sniper cannot be canceled, and if you go after her directly, you will be bouncing off big time. Alright? So these are actually final bosses, and there's way more examples of toxicity and all this garbage that you'll be able to see, like, trickling down in smaller chunks, because that's what Deadmaus is all about. I didn't find just two people. I found a whole fucking cave of rats. So, is this the set of two of H-Bomber guy and the fucking Asmongold? Now, I don't get the sets of two of, like, men and women. It's not that easy, guys. It's never that easy. Women don't upload content on this platform that I'm able to watch, right? I'm not going to be entangled in female drama that easily. The fact that I bumped into this and I discovered it, I mean, it's a big deal. That's why it's a final boss, because I'm kind of scratching the surface of female world, basically. It's a whole world that it's unexplored. So the best thing I can do, the best other thing I can do is, like, maybe deal with relatable YouTubers. Like, this guy is relatable in some fashion. And this guy is just an asshole, you know? This guy is exploiting the algorithm. Maybe it's the other way around, then. So, algorithm exploitation should go here, right? But the funny thing is, Asmongold is doing the same thing, but he's a streamer. So he goes here. Alright? I would swap places, basically. Right? We should be able to stack this. Keep the context alive. Alright. Alright, so Asmongold is the toxic person? Absolutely. 100% confirmed. And this guy is exploiting algorithm? Absolutely. I can confirm that. Everything stacks nicely. Asmongold just... You must understand, he has the pity aura. Alright? Like, you shouldn't really beat him up. You shouldn't really harass him. You shouldn't really try and cancel him fully. But yeah, we understand. You can cancel him 75% there easily. Alright? But the final cancellation, he has to fundamentally do something wrong. I actually think he's close to doing something wrong. He refused to date. And that is not good. When you have pity aura farming, basically, you cannot refuse to date. Because people will turn around and leave. They don't want to see a loser who doesn't believe in himself. Who doesn't believe that they can just make it in this world and get a good person to like them, you know? Who want to make his life better. Who can take care of them. That's all we want as the audience. He's actually on the brink of making the worst decision imaginable. Refuse to date is where Asmongold gets fully cancelled if he does that. So, alright. We'll see what happens, guys. It's so obvious he just needs a caretaker. Someone to take care of him. I have my mom, funny enough. I have a little bit of care. But I can take care of myself for the most part. I'm not as fucking filthy as Asmongold. You know, just living in his old shack, basically. Even though he can potentially afford something way, way nicer. You know, just move out, start a new life. He has plenty of money to fish out a good fucking female. He shouldn't feel bad about himself. You know, just focus on the good stuff that he's doing. But he is filled with a lot of shame and a lot of filth. And it might actually surpass his good side, you know? Like, it's a big fucking battle for him. As for H-Bomber guy, I just fucking hate him. See, Deadmaus are people who technically will get cancelled anyways. I would consider MadPat cancelled. But nobody fucking noticed. Except me, because I fucking hated his film theory channel and game theory channel. I just hated it. It became a horror fucking nonsense. Basically slop, eventually. Or, Five Nights at Freddy's slop. He was cancelled. He got married, got a child. Get the fuck out of here now. Alright? Go. Go do politics, loser. You know? And that's what we want to do with Asmongold. We want to cancel him in the most sophisticated, satisfying way ever. We don't want to just kick him in the fucking face. You know? We have empathy. Congratulations, guys. Yes, it's real. It's real. Empathy is real, guys. I think that's the satisfying thing, that even, like, the hate that I got is still fascinating, right? Like, it's still correct, in a way. But also the hate that I received is, just tells the full story, right? Like, people are mesmerized by this 25% left over of the person, basically. I hate all of this guy's content. He has 2 million subscribers for no reason. But it's another strategy that works somehow. Years and years of no uploads whatsoever, and just slightly higher quality, and somehow it's enough to fucking harness insane views. What is this, right? But these are not good videos. Trust me, I tried to plow through this. I probably still had to finish this one, but could never. Fallout 3 was not garbage. He just went way too deep. He's kind of like a fucking obsessed fan, but we never knew that he was. But at the same time, he's obsessed fan of like old Fallout games. And thinks Fallout 3 is some kind of invader basically to the genre. Which it wasn't. It introduced me into the genre and it was a very satisfying experience for me. I grew up on this thing. So, he couldn't convince me. He's not objective enough. Attacking Flat Earth, attacking basically anything that seems not mainstream at the same time. Measured response. I haven't found it to be interesting at all. It's just like, bro is not amused. That's his entire personality, you know? Bro is not convinced and he's not amused. Whatever. I would call this the embodiment of rage bait. His haters potentially just tried to fucking dirt on me and they had nothing else to do. I actually haven't watched enough of his content to fully cancel him. That's what makes him lucky. Apparently I could have done so much more work on this topic. I mean, last year, I would potentially consider these also skivity drama videos, autism and trains. 2 bullshit videos pushed through into the top, like, in that particular year. It's a big deal, right? It feels connected as well. People have, like, this skibidi imagination that something is valuable when it's not. That autism exists and it describes something important, but it doesn't. Autism can only describe evil. That's it. Like antisocial behavior, bullying, for skibidi reasons, basically. I can't see anything else. For stupid reasons, you're just an idiot. While people who are being called autistic are actually just normal people who can't handle all the stress. You know, that they get bullied so fucking much. But I would, if autism means something bad, if it's a spectrum of something bad, and you can get deeper and deeper, and of course it's bad, because eventually it was skibidi drama. It was Jacksepticeye. That gained autism, and all of a sudden this topic literally turned into Deadmaus drama. Meaning that this is actually a skibidi episode secretly. And this is also a skibidi episode. What did this turn into? I mean, MatPat was a skibidi episode, most importantly. What did that turn into? Well, how about a fucking train wreck, where people again see something valuable when there is no value? There is no value in demanding AAA companies to change their way of doing things. There's more value of just motivating people to become game developers. Pirate software is more powerful than the haters, because the haters are supporting much lesser outcome, basically. So let's bring this up to speed and call this a train wreck. Alright. I'm not sure what happened there, though. Why is it doing this? What the fuck is this? How is it doing that? Like, what? So again, Pirate Software supports game development. These motherfuckers support big juicy games and more power to them. To themselves, basically, over the big juicy games. Like, obviously, that's greed. You know, the AAA companies have greed, and the gamers have greed. Well, this person is just a humble fucking person with a little bit of background story. It's nothing too spicy. And he supports game development. Which one would I fucking choose? You know? Knowing my background, knowing how much I suffered for game development, there's no fucking more obvious choice for me than this. I don't give a fuck that I'm losing power. Am I gonna cry like a fucking baby now? No, I'm not gonna do that. This is the dumbest thing. For me, the choice was so obvious that I had to fucking tell everyone about it as loud and proud as possible. And so my soul received an update. Alright? Pirate Software became the most popular video on my secondary channel. Alright? Where I upload shorter videos. We did it. And yes, of course, because I'm not a cool kid, everyone hated me, you know? They knew what to do. It's in their fucking programming to hate on me because I'm not successful yet. You know? They can laugh at me because there's no one got my back, basically. No one's gonna back me up. No one's gonna shield me from this fucking storm of nonsense. You know, no one's gonna consider me a good guy in any way. But okay. But also no one's gonna, like, consider that I even have influence. They're just gonna bounce off the video. They're not even gonna look into my channel most of the time. So that's what's going on. But we did it. If the haters don't matter, if the haters don't fucking care, we at least got the most popular video that represents me a little better. You know, a drama that represents me. This one was pretty weird, alright? That it got views in the first place, but it still represents my analytical kind of mindset of like, I hold a grudge for a very long time. I hold a grudge, and it matters. Definitely matters. Do we have anything else, or is it over? I mean, we have the bonus meme of porn star review, but genuinely kind of it. Like, we can wrap it up. That's how nice it is. Okay. Anna, and we have to pick something else, because Anna is a big deal. Okay, John Oliver and Anna. That seems like a nice little final pair. Alright. They seem like difficult to cancel, but actually sometimes they slip so fucking hard into their degeneracy that if they do it again, if they do it harder than ever before, they will automatically have to be cancelled for that one thing that they did. You know, they have to not slip up. Like, she's literally on a slippery ice of suicide itself. Like, holy crap. She knows all the YouTube things. She's, like, tangled with YouTubers, but Ray William Johnson probably broke up with her because she's very dangerous. You know, suicide, again, is just not something that's just supposed to linger in your life, not supposed to consume you. It's just insane. And then feed you depression and all that crazy stuff, basically. And she takes it because there's a justification to be depressed. While John Oliver is just a fucking asshole. He's just often toxic enough to make you question what the fuck is going on. Why is he doing that? Maybe he got a script. Maybe he's under influence, you know, just like We have alcohol influence. He has propaganda influence. But in the end of the day, that's the world of influencers, guys. They have to be kept in check. They are people with power. And if we don't, are not keen of canceling them, they just continue growing and influencing people in the wrong fucking direction. They have to be exposed. 300 views is not exposure, guys. These people are very shielded. But I found one fan, basically, that tries to keep Anna under, you know, a magnifying glass. Now, the fan is a little bit too eager, you know, to see more episodes, which means, like, he's still a fan. You know, he doesn't care about anything else. You can do the same fucking job yourself. Did I find anything with John Oliver? Well, I just like his content. I'm gonna be watching his content, so I don't need no fans. I don't need no fucking weird stuff happening. And then being told that it did happen, you know? So I keep them under... I keep them in check, but yeah, they can slip pretty nasty stuff. I guess they're like the initial team of Jacksepticeye and Pokimane. Surprisingly, I can't see Jacksepticeye, which is weird. But yeah, you have this. The initial pair. I mean, we have like exact amount of time not to try and explain these guys, because these ones are extra spicy. I think they like flipped. That this woman goes into the streamer category, and Jacksepticeye goes into like self-harm category and giving terrible advice. I think it's actually flipped. Alright. I'm gonna do it. Which may be extra dangerous because it's fucking deceptive. Pokimane is deceptive, like hanging around with guys. I've seen that behavior before. Deception behavior. That one's crazy to me. That one might need a little bit of extra scrutiny. That's why I invite Deadmaus to do deception therapy. Alright, Deadmaus. You have been waiting for this moment, I hope. I was waiting for this moment. This is where the magic happens, guys. Discovers Chris James on Twitter. Wow. Unspecial effects. Wow, what is this? This is some crazy shit. I'm already getting goosebumps, guys. Stuff I used to do. Oh my god. What a fucking epic rewind time, guys. I love this. This is so crazy. Deadmaus has glitched 6 times. Deadmaus has glitched reality 6 times. You must understand, this is not normal. Yeah, this is crazy. What is this? Influence hackers? I mean, I called them rats for a reason. There's some serious shit. Wait, there's lyrics for this? Whoa, whoa, what happened? Wow. I would say she comes from a scary place and he lives in a scary place. Is that how you hack influence? Is that how you flip the script? Wait, does that mean a Markiplier has a female counterpart? Is that how you defeat Markiplier? That's some weird shit, bro. That's some weird shit, man. Your special effects? He's a red guy, just like me. See you guys next time.